Hello, my name is Cameron, and I will be discussing to you the importance of finding boundary on a survey site or any kind of property. Now, the quality of your property is only as good as the quality of the surveyor that found it. Now, I'll explain this further. Property is a very important part of any kind of sale of property or buying of property or any kind of design with property. Anytime you need to do anything on a site, from development to purchasing to selling, you need to find the property to establish the amount of property that's what has acreage, square footage. Now, in order to do that, you need to be able to locate property corners. Property corners come in very different things, from aluminum discs to iron rods to PK nails to X cuts in concrete. Even to some older techniques like wheelbarrows or bones of animals, anything could have been used. Blaze cuts in X, where they just cut a tree with a certain symbol. But today we're going to talk about one item in particular, and that is the iron rebar. Now, this is a 5/8 inch iron rebar, and these are commonly used to set property corners and are one of the main things we look for when trying to locate property. These kind of corners are usually set with a plastic cap on top of them. The plastic cap is usually an indicator of either the company or the surveyor that set it. And if it's a company, it will have on the top, where there's a circular kind of flat face, there will be the company name. If it's just a surveyor setting it, sometimes it will just have his registered professional land surveyor number. The two are often used either way. Sometimes a surveyor in the company uses his own RPLS number, but that's much rarer. But either way, the cap is a designation of the person who set it. The actual rebar itself is what designates the corner. Now, these are specifically used because they are magnetic, and the reason they are magnetic is we have to locate them. These are often set flush with the ground, and vegetation tends to grow over them, and sometimes even dirt starts to fill over. After a while, they may be a foot, even 2 feet deep. Some have been even deeper. Now, what we need to do to find these as surveyors is use a magnetic locator. Now, this magnetic locator looks something like this, and it is not a very sophisticated magnetic locator. They don't need to be. It doesn't need to be something crazy like that. All it needs to be able to do is locate a magnetic signal. These are the typical kinds of magnetic locators used. This one in particular is a brand called Schonstatt. The magnetic locator has very simple functions. It is very durable because they need to be. Often they are used in conjunction with going through trees, so they are often banged up by brush line. They're usually hit against fence poles. They just need to be very durable. Now, the two functions is, one, a volume, and two, a sensitivity indicator. The sensitivity indicator function is what creates a certain sound. Now, the more sensitive you go, the more it picks up on magnetic signals. So if you are in an area where there is very little magnetic signal, you would go to the highest magnetic sound so that you could find it quickly and then work back from there. If you're in an area with a lot of magnetic interference, you would want to go to the lowest signal so that you can kind of listen to it and find a more true magnetic sound and not just interference. Now, when the magnetic system is set, you can obviously turn up and down the volume, the second function, which often helps if you are in a noisy area or if you're in a quiet area and you just don't want to hear it as loud. Now, these are very important tools and very easy tools to use, but there is a curve of becoming an expert in using these. But once you get the hang of it, it becomes almost a second nature to locate boundary, and it doesn't take as much effort as when you first started. And again, a much needed thing is a surveyor that knows how to use this, because if you don't know how to use this, you will not adequately locate property. If you do not adequately locate property, you could be costing your client money. And money that they don't want to have to pay for. And so this is a very useful tool that I would highly recommend if you were ever try surveying. Thank you.